Hello there, this is Dave Allen for Mac 20 Questions and for Video Magical, and I've been asked to do a video to show how to do slow motion in Final Cut Pro 10. So if we're going to have a look at how things work with slow motion, we're also going to have to look at making things run fast as well. So we're going to have to think about whether we're going to use constant speed changes or variable speed changes, and we need to think about what's going to happen to the audio if we change the timing of the clip. So here we are in Final Cut Pro, and I've got 3 clips sitting in the timeline waiting for us to do some retiming. It is a simple task to select one clip and apply retiming just to one clip. So let's go to the retime menu, and we're going to choose slow and then 50% slower. So now that clip will take twice as long to play than it did before. So there you go, that's one way to get slow motion into your video. So although the video has been set to 50%, what you can do is say, well, I want it to be even slower, and drag out this to the right. So now you have a video clip that is running at 35% in comparison to the normal speed, which is 100%. Or on the other hand, what I can do is I can take this here and drag it over to the left, and instead of having something that is in slow motion, I can change it to have it in fast motion. So now we have the clip retimed so that it's running at 220%, so it's fast. So that's one way of retiming a clip, where we're taking a whole clip, or what we can do is go to our range selection tool. So what we're going to do with this is to select a range within a clip, and we're going to have it so that this part is going to have some retiming and either side of it is going to be at 100%. So we go to our retiming tool, go to slow motion, and then choose 10%. So as you can see, we've got a clip there that only the middle part has been changed to 10% of the original speed, and either side it is going at normal speed. So let's make use of Command Z and get it back to the way it was, and then if I want to get rid of this bit at the top here, I can press Command R. So instead of changing the speed to a constant speed, let's go for a variable speed instead, and let's press Shift Z to fill the timeline. So now we go back to our retiming tool, and this time we're going to choose to do a speed ramp. And here I'm going to choose to go for from 100%. So after the unretimed part at the beginning of 100%, we have a bit that changes to 13%, then the next part changes to 39%, onto 63%, and finally it goes to 84% and returning to 100% on the last section. So this is what you get with a variable speed clip. And once you have these sections in place, you can make further adjustments. So that, for instance, this part here where it goes from 13% to 39%, you can change that to be something different. So if I take this marker on the end and move it to the left, it's changing the way that it all works. So I'll change the timing on this to 77% instead. So what you can do in this area here is to fiddle with these different sections and change them as much as you want to have the changes and the variable settings just exactly as you want it, so that you have some wild and wonderful retiming effects in your finished video. And there are other things that you can do as well. If you have a look there, there's that little red thing, and with that we can move it and create a freeze frame. So there you go, having a freeze frame is part of the retiming arsenal of effects that you can use there. And another thing that you can do is to make things go faster in some of these sections too. And it can give you a very good effect when you put a fast piece in the midst of some slow parts. When you have a smooth change from the slow parts to the fast parts, it's something that looks really good. You often see it in music videos, and maybe where you have cars racing around and you suddenly have a fast spurt and then it changes back to slow again. Here's what it looks like when the clip's running, where it goes slow and then it goes suddenly fast and then back to the slow motion again. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to make your videos more interesting by adding constant speed changes or variable speed changes to make your videos more appealing. Now then, if we look at this section just down here, you can see that there's a disclosure arrow here, so let's click on that and see what we can do with it. And as you can see, we can change end source frame, And with this we can trim the clip without changing the timing. We've got an icon there, we click on that and move it. I suppose the way that you can think of this is if you move this either to the left or to the right, you're changing the in points and the out points for where these changes start to occur. With these clips I've already detached the audio, and you'll find that if you do make some changes to the clip retiming and the audio is attached, then you're going to mess up the audio. So maybe it's as well to work with audio not connected to the video. So while we have this clip selected, we can go with the normal default settings, or what we can do is we can change the video quality settings by going to the retiming menu again and choosing this video quality, and then looking at normal, where Final Cut Pro just duplicates the frames rather than doing any frame blending. Nor does Final Cut Pro have to do any rendering. And if you go with the other two options, then you're going to have to ask Final Cut Pro to do some rendering for you. If you choose frame blending, it adds in between frames by blending pixels from neighbouring frames. And then the optical flow adds in between frames using an optical flow algorithm which looks at the directional movement of pixel and then draws portions on the new frames. Very good. So I would expect that gives you the best quality, but the computer's going to have to work that bit harder. So let's click on that button and get some rendering happening. Although you've got these built-in tools to do some good quality slow motion for you, you might also decide to look at third-party filters like the one from Twixtor, and that does a very good job of doing slow motion for you. So there you go, a couple of quick things that you can do to have some slow motion or some fast motion in your videos, and some extra little tricks to make your videos more exciting and more fun. So thanks very much for taking the time to watch this video about slow motion in Final Cut Pro 10. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, so that you know when the new videos come out on YouTube. And don't forget to click on the like button. If there are any other things that you'd like me to do a video about in Final Cut Pro or Motion, send me an email to wizardgold@gmail.com, because I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Bye bye now.